This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. How Ron DeSantis reacts to one of his kids being LGBTQ+. A journalist asked Florida Governor Ron DeSantis directly how he would feel if one of his kids came out as gay or trans. The question came up during an interview DeSantis gave to Time magazine. Writer Molly Ball spoke to DeSantis at the Iowa State Fair. DeSantis is pushing himself as a presidential candidate who wants to protect the rights of parents. Ball asked him about parents who want to secure gender-affirming care for their trans kids. Florida has recently passed legislation that bars all gender-affirming care for minors. DeSantis responded, and I'm quoting, "I think that they get bullied into thinking this is the right decision. It is totally appropriate for us to say that the protection of children means that those things are not appropriate," unquote. Ball then asked him directly how he would react if one of his children came out as gay or trans, on which DeSantis said, and again I'm quoting him, "Well, my children are my children. We'll leave that between my wife and I," unquote. Ron and Casey DeSantis married in 2009 and have 3 kids, Madison, Marianne, and Mason. In the last 18 months, Florida has passed controversial legislation that has been widely denounced by LGBTQ+ organizations. That's between my wife and I. He's a parent. He has that right to do those things. But as the governor of Florida, he has decided that he is all of our parents.
Yes, he can decide everybody.
He is going to decide what is good, what is bad, what is ugly. And when asked directly, what would you do if your child came out different than what you think your child should be? Is your child gay? Is your child trans? What would you do if that came up in your house?
Deflected.
And he deflected it. And for me, any parent that does not support their child in every way possible, that they don't enfold their child in that love, the love that God gives to each and every one of us without question. If a parent, and it happens way too often, if a parent throws their child out of the house, if the parent exorcises the child from anything to do with family, then that is the ultimate in child abuse.
Yes.
And for our governor to not understand that, and we're Floridians, so we live under this, but understand this. Deep cleansing breath. That's what I always say when I do the midday prayer. We have to understand that this guy has an agenda, and that agenda is really anti so much of what the Bible, what he supposedly has read, teaches. And this is not a stupid guy. We have to remember that this guy is Ivy League educated, as quiet as he may want to keep it now, because he doesn't want his new believers to understand that he knows better. Again. What my bottom line is, any parent that doesn't support their child, that does something that harms their child, is practicing child abuse. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
True story. Just to be petty, I would like to tell the governor, who has interfered so much in education, that it's up to my wife and me. Not my wife and I.
I know. I
grammar police.
Stayed away from
but well done, Harvard.
There it is.
In any case, that was cheap, but it just I had to. I just have to, because he's so aggravating with all this meanness.
And I almost fixed it as I was reading.
Yes. So
But he's appointing the best people to college boards.
And if you miss what that is, let me just give you the simple lesson. If you take the other word out and it doesn't make sense, then you've used the wrong word. So if you wouldn't say it's up to I, then you wouldn't say it's up to my wife and I. If it's up to me, then it's up to my wife and me. So it's easy to figure out. We learned it in the whatever grade. Okay. So but in addition to that, just to say basically what Kevin said, what would you do if your kid said anything in the world to you about who they are? If the answer wasn't, I would love and support them no matter what, you're a terrible parent. So there's that. And it's okay. We have a right to say that gender-affirming care is inappropriate if we think it protects children. No, it's not appropriate because it goes against the medical advice. The medical association, the mental health associations, the pediatric associations, the experts are telling you, and you're saying, I know better. But when it comes to your family, you're in charge of your family, but somehow you're also in charge of everyone else's family. And what you're in charge of gets to go against the medical advice.
Yeah.
How is this anything other than just a megalomaniac just deciding that he gets to be in charge of everyone's lives?
Yeah.
His use of the word being bullied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that for irony?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all you kind of have to say. I mean, it's I feel for his kids.
Yeah. Oh my
I just
God.
really feel for his kids. I mean, what if?
Yep.
You don't know. What if one of his children is gay or transgender or anything out of what he considers to be acceptable? That's a very frightening thought for those children. And then, like you said, Kevin, to pass that on to all of the children in the state of Florida. Yeah, I think you need to take a long, hard look, Governor. We are excited to tell you about our next adventure with our Global Fellowship. In 2024, we'll be going to where the hills are alive as we explore Austria and Alpine Europe for Gay Oktoberfest. Space is extremely limited, so make sure to go to happeningout.travel/sunshine to reserve your space now.
Would you like to join the Queer God Squad on a special winter cruise in 2024? Well, now you can. You will visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios, and you can even add an open bar and Wi-Fi. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.